Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm Jeff Howard, and I've got Eddie Alfano with me. Hey, Eddie.
Hey, what's up?
All right, so we just had a fantastic conversation. That is the podcast before this one. I highly recommend people to listen to that podcast because we talked all about Eddie's work, particularly his film Mondays at the Office, which I'm proud to say was an official selection at Film Invasion Los Angeles in 2025. Last June, which I guess was 3 months ago. 3 months ago, you took home the Filmmakers Award for Outstanding Short Film Comedy. Golf clap. Great film. And you made a lot of great films, so that's good to know. But this podcast, instead of us talking about you, where you grew up, how you got into acting, how you got into filmmaking, we're just going to talk about favorites. You're going to answer the Discover Indie Film 4 questions, which are name 3 films that you love, or just 3 favorites. I tried to ditch the idea of name the best 3 films ever made because, you know what? Like, I love some really bad movies. So anyway, name 3 films that you love, name an underrated film, name an overrated film, and name a lesser-known film that people should seek out. It's really just a fun excuse to talk movies.
Yeah. No, I mean, the favorite films would be, if I'm thinking films that I could watch over and over, right? Goodfellas has to be on that list because I just watch that every year, and it's like I enjoy it every single time I watch it. I'm going to put Airplane there because to me that's my favorite comedy of all time, and another one that I just will watch over and over and laugh every time. And then I'm going to say Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting's another movie for me. I think because it was like it came out, I was the right age when that film came out, and I related to it, and it affected me so much, and it just like it's near and dear to me whenever I watch it. And you know, I add to that. I don't think those are the 3 best films of all time. But like Apocalypse Now, I don't want to watch that often, right? Like even The Godfather.
Are great films
Apocalypse
that you don't
Now is like the greatest
film
of all time for me. But I'm like, I'm going to watch Goodfellas and Good Will Hunting before I watch that again.
And honestly, Airplane is about as much fun as you can have.
Come on, yeah. Like I'm gonna watch that before I watch The Godfather Part 2 again, which is a better film. But I'm gonna watch Airplane again.
I'm with you. Yeah, no, for sure. That's why it's a very intense. Well, I tried to have some intention with the question
it's
because
like the other. What's the best film ever? That's a boring conversation, and
it is because there's no such thing.
There's
no such thing.
And then underrated is a really tough one. Underrated implies that other people don't like it and you do, or just under
or like it. Sometimes it's a film that.
I'm going to throw out a few to you.
Don't get a lot of didn't get awards and Oscars, didn't get the recognition, and you're like, how come? Like for me. Like the Coen brothers have gotten a lot of awards, but their film Miller's Crossing didn't get anything. And to me, that's like their best.
And I've never
film.
seen Miller's Crossing. That's great you said that. Cause
to me, it's their best, and I'm like, I mean, nothing against Fargo, but Fargoing is not as good, it got the best picture.
So I have, with that in mind, I've got one answer, which is Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, which is not mentioned in Scorsese's best films. And I didn't even know about that film. And I watched the stupid TV series Alice growing up, and then was watching that film for the first time, and then realized, because the Mel shows up in the film. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, what's happening, right? I didn't even know that. But that film's amazing. Have you seen it?
No, this is just like you have seen Miller's Crossing. Yeah, and I've always known the title.
You've been aware of it.
I've been aware
Ellen
of it,
Burstyn,
but I haven't given it a
Harvey
look.
Keitel. It's like, it's just one of those films that, like, you know, and the thing is, like, I'm sure it was nominated for Oscars, right? So it's not completely underrated. I just feel like in 2025...
No, but it's not a Scorsese film that people say you got to see.
People talk about a lot, right?
Yeah.
And it's a female lead for a Scorsese film, which is very unusual, and it's brilliant. So that is for that. And then there's another film called Afternoon Delight. That's
I love that.
Joey Soloway.
Yeah,
you know?
and starring Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn is amazing in that film.
Wonderful.
She is so good. I always talk about one scene in that movie where I'm like, if you want to learn acting, see what good acting is, it's Catherine Hahn in that moment. That was like a film that I feel like nobody really saw, and it's an excellent film.
It's amazing. You're actually sitting in a home where my wife and I we are Catherine Hahn addicts. Like I don't think she's ever taken a bad step. And yet most people don't even know her name.
Right,
they recognize her as someone who was on like Parks and Rec and stuff.
Right.
But she's just amazing, and that's a fantastic movie.
Yeah. So that's another one. And then the next question is
a film you feel is overrated.
I mean, that I could go on all of them. But no, so I'll Shawshank Redemption immediately pops into my head. I've only seen it once, and I thought it was like a made-for-TV level movie. I thought it was hokey, corny, and I was like, I don't get what the
Look, I'll take the slings and arrows right next to you. I think it's a good movie.
It's fine,
but I don't think there's anything exceptional about it for me.
It should not be mentioned in any conversation about like best films of all time.
Oh my God, it's on a ton of people's top three.
Yes. Which is
a ton of people
crazy.
Love it.
I can't say Citizen Kane because I've fallen asleep the 2 times I've tried to watch it, but I will throw that out there.
I think that's super valid too.
Yeah, I need to drink some coffee and watch it before I can call it overrated. But yeah,
it was groundbreaking.
That's the thing,
but it's not great.
You got to see those things when they come out.
And isn't it? Am I right? It was the same year as Casablanca.
Is that right?
I think.
Oh wow!
I think it might have beaten Casablanca. I forget, but I'll always say Casablanca holds up to this day. To me, Casablanca's like super.
Right.
It feels of the moment.
Yeah.
And Citizen Kane feels frozen in time.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a unfair thing to put because it's impossible for me to talk about a film that came out then because I'm seeing that after all the stuff has come out after it that you lose. You had to be in a theater when that first came out to experience it, right? But
yeah. I remember a film school professor saying that Citizen Kane wasn't as good as Orson Welles' follow-up, which was The Magnificent Ambersons, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so even like a film school professor was like, everyone makes a big deal about the Citizen Kane movie. It's not as good as the follow-up.
Yeah. You just at some point you look at these lists and you're like, oh, I got to see that movie. And then I was like, oh, geez, that's what that is. And then the final question was a little...
the final one was, did you have more overrated? No, I'm kidding. I thought you said you were going to...
Oh, no. I mean, I don't want to...
No, you can leave it with...
Yeah. I don't want to I have...
Good enough.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean to prod you to insult more people's favorite films.
I mean, I could go on, and I don't want to do that.
No. All right, the last one was a lesser-known film that people should seek out.
This I love. There's a film, Chop Shop, that always comes into my head when this sort of question is asked, and it was like a micro budget movie. I forget the director's name, but it's almost like City of God, like the Brazilian one, right?
Yeah.
It's like that style, but it's in this like neighborhood in Queens, New York, where there's all these chop shops, and it's just this tiny little story about this little kid who's going about his day, and they used it's just I love it. It's just slice of life film that captures an area, and that area is like so unique. So that one always pops into my head.
It looks like directed by Ramin Bahrani.
Yeah, and he had directed 99 Homes, which is another good film. And then Man Push Cart was like his first, but he was like in that, almost like when the Duplass brothers, he was like another one of those filmmakers in that era of like the micro budget, first version of micro budget in like the mid 2000s. So Chop Shop. And then what's another, Fat City? Have you ever seen Fat City?
I don't think
that's
so.
That's one of like the great 70s movies. To me, the 70s is like everything for me. That was the peak of filmmaking. And then there's everyone talks about Mean Streets. Everyone talks about Taxi Driver, right? And then there's all these like other movies that are fucking awesome that people don't talk about as much. Fat City is one of them, about like just like real low life. It's almost like I'm walking here. What was what's the Ratso Rizzo and the American Midnight Cowboy?
Yeah,
it's like of that type genre, just like real low life people. I think it's in Stockton, California, Bakersfield, and he's like a boxer, and it's a really that's a movie that like ought to be mentioned in all those great 70s films and doesn't quite get mentioned as much. And then Trees Lounge. There's one for you.
I can name the director. I saw Trees.
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi.
Yes. Yeah. And that's another film
with Anthony LaPaglia was his.
Yeah, and Alec Baldwin is in it. Alec Baldwin plays like the tough guy in it. But yeah, that's a, because that movie was around that time of Ed Burns and all those other writer, actor, director, and then a lot of them blew up. But the Buscemi one, Trees Lounge, I think is better than a lot of the other ones. And it didn't really get the buzz that Brothers McMullen did or some of the other films in that era.
That's true. All his fans, we all went to see it.
Right.
Because like, if you have any taste at all, you think he's one of the best actors we've got.
Yeah.
But the public didn't respond to that film at all.
But it was like 95. I don't think Steve Buscemi was...
It was post Reservoir Dogs though, right? I think
yes, it would have been post Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah,
right,
it was post Reservoir Dogs.
So yeah, for film people,
so he was kind of in at the moment.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, and you ever see Living in Oblivion?
Yeah,
that's another one. I had never seen that, and my wife brought it up, and then we watched it. I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, how did I miss this one? Because it's.
And I think that's directed by what's his name, Alexander Rockwell or whatever, who is one of the Four Rooms directors.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and actually, that actor, I think it's Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
It's based on a movie he tried to make with Brad Pitt.
Right.
And so he made a movie about how difficult Brad Pitt was. And Brad Pitt seems like the coolest guy in the world now.
Right.
But maybe he was a young punk back then.
Yeah, and having, you never know what's going. Like a lot of times I think actors, like, they wanted something else to happen and then they get stuck doing something and then it's like they're miserable the whole time and they can kind of
Living in Oblivion is so, oh my God, it's so funny. All the grips and everyone having their own scripts in their back pocket to like hand the actor like he's like been knocked out. Here, read my script when you wake up. That fun.
That's funny. Like that one is a good that I don't hear and also we're like same with Fat City where they're kind of like similar to a lot of the popular movie. They were both in eras where there was like a lot of indie stuff blowing up and they're like lesser mentioned ones. I think that's enough. I think I spoke. Oh no, before I forget, and it's just because I just saw it, is Past Lives. Did you see Past Lives?
I don't think so,
it's
but
so
I heard it.
Good. It's 2023, and it was nominated, I think, for Best Film, and it's now on Netflix. So it was one of those movies that I like knew I was supposed to watch when it came out, but I just didn't, for whatever reason, and then I watched it on Netflix. I was like, oh God, it's a beautiful love story. Minari, did you see Minari? That's another one that nobody saw because it was like, it's just easy to skip, right? It's like, it's like these like smaller indie films that you're like, am I going to go to the theater? And,
I mean, my weak ass excuse is I have so many screeners to watch for the festivals.
Right.
But I admit that like normally I try because like Minari was nominated, right?
Yeah. Minari definitely got nominated for awards. Certainly the SAG Award.
but like this year, like I didn't get to see any of them.
Yeah. No, I know.
Like, I don't know what happened, but like
Yeah.
It used to be you could always like track them down and watch them in Oscar season.
Right.
At least watch those top 10. And this year, like I got nothing watched.
Yeah. No, that's why I always that's why when I remembered it, I've been on this like past lives kick of telling everyone, because it goes back to what I feel like a lot of people are jaded, or like they don't trust movies anymore, and then indie too, because a lot of the indie films that were sold like, oh yeah, this is the indie film of the year, and then you see it and you're like, oh, this wasn't good, right? So then you'd get like a little tentative about like, oh, they're pushing this as that, is it going to be like the one I didn't like? But Minari and Past Lives are awesome, and I try to like tell everyone that I know likes indie films, like those are the ones to see.
Yeah, like every once in a while something will catch everyone's fancy, like Saltburn.
Right.
And then I'll watch Saltburn, I'll be like, okay, it's good.
Yeah,
but,
it was
but
fine.
Like I didn't have to see that.
I didn't understand the
hoopla around it.
I was like, this was fine. It was I liked the song, and like there were scenes that I like enjoyed. The murder on the dance floor, like that was fun. But the film itself, I was just like, okay.
As I recall, plot-wise, I had some problems.
Yeah. No, it was.
Like that doesn't add up. Sorry,
it didn't work.
I really
me.
did appreciate him fucking the ground.
Sure.
But otherwise, I was like, okay, finally something that I'm sick, so I enjoyed that part.
Yeah. But it
like
was,
at least they showed me something I'd never seen before.
Right.
But the rest of it wasn't as edgy as they thought it was.
Yeah, that was how I.
Not to rip on it.
No,
It was good.
and I'm like, I'm glad it got made, right? And I'm glad that films like that are getting made, and you know what I mean? I don't want to like step on the hype, because it's like any hype is great for an indie film, right? But then I feel like what it does is it might have made me not see Past Lives, because I was just like, everyone's hyping, they're pushing another indie film that maybe I won't like. But,
yeah, I'm with you. That does happen.
Yeah. So I try to, whenever I talk to people who are like you, that I know, oh, you're into this stuff, those are two you'll definitely enjoy.
Yeah, I know, and especially with you putting Afternoon Delight on your list.
Right?
I can trust you.
I'm speaking your language, yeah.
You definitely are. Definitely are. In fact, now, look up, Catherine Hahn had a one-season show on HBO, I believe, that was like also amazing.
Oh.
Called Mrs. Smith or something like that.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know about that.
I got to look it up. It might not be Mrs. Smith. But look
at
it. It's as good as Afternoon Delight. Like we were like binging all the Catherine Hahn. Finding it all. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap us up.
Awesome.
Well, first of all, people should check the clickable links in the show notes of this podcast so you can check out Eddie's work, Eddie's social media, Eddie's films. You should get into this stuff. You definitely want to see Mondays at the Office and the earlier stuff too, for sure. And I met Eddie at Film Invasion Los Angeles in June of 2025 when he took home that award for Outstanding Short Film Comedy. So check out his work. If you're listening to this podcast, go to discoveryindiefilm.com to learn more about the podcast and things that are born from it. On social media, it's always at DIFwins. If you go to discoveryindiefilm.org, that is the nonprofit that runs the film festivals. Thankfully, we're in a country that doesn't support the arts too much, but at least the arts get nonprofits still. I don't know. I shouldn't put that out into the universe. I should delete that, but I won't. So discoveryindiefilm.org is the nonprofit. So if you want to learn more about those two film festivals that are run by the Discovery Indie Film Foundation, that's Film Invasion Los Angeles, we hold every June, filminvasionla.com, at filminvasionla on social media, Sherman Oaks Film Festival every December, shermanoaksff.com, at Sherman Oaks FF on social media. They are getting a cousin in South America named Film Invasion Lima in Lima, Peru. So I'll see y'all in Peru in January when it's summer down there and winter up here. Eddie, thank you for coming over.
Thanks for having me. It's great.
Thanks for congrats on all the good work.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for listening.